going everyone, Sanjay Uchiha here. So for the most part, I think I've held out long enough where this Boruto Chapter 42 expectations video is concerned. So here we are. Any spoilers that actually come out after this, I may or may not cover it, so yeah. But of course, we're like a day or so shy of the chapter actually dropping, so this might be the last Boruto video before the actual review comes out. Of course, if you haven't heard, I actually caught up back with the Dragon Ball Super manga, so I actually did an expectations video as well for the upcoming chapter, chapter 56, so be sure to check that out as well. But without further ado, let's get into chapter 42, at least the expectations and any potential spoilers that are currently out, courtesy of Organic Dinosaur for the Boruto manga. So chapter 42, as per usual, we have to look at where chapter 41, the previous chapter, ended. Now, chapter 41 was a pretty decent chapter. The new Team 7 employed some pretty decent teamwork, with every member being of use as opposed to how the old Team 7 was in their earlier days. Now, with Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, and Kawaki going on the offensive, we found that Boro was, seemingly pushed into a corner, and he is currently heading for the container, the seal where Naruto Uzumaki, the 7th Hokage, has been sealed. Of course, Boruto and specifically Kawaki remembers that Boro had mentioned that he's not sure about the safety of the Hokage inside the seal, and that any trauma or force upon the seal, it might affect Naruto inside. So Boro plans to actually use the fact that he conveyed that knowledge to the team to his advantage, as he's currently surrounded by them. No, yeah, that's where chapter 41 basically ended. It kind of felt like it ended just kind of out of nowhere, kind of abruptly, but it is what it is. Going into chapter 42, honestly, it's hard to say what's going to happen. I mean, for these expectation videos, I usually say that I personally want or expect to see Kashin Koji have some screen time. I think it's overdue, honestly speaking, because Kashin Koji and his involvement and what he plans to do where the Kara organization and Jougan is concerned is going to play a major role in kind of setting things up for the time skip and probably immediately after the time skip. So I think we need to get at least a little snippet of that in chapter 42 to start setting things up. Yeah, but going into the thumbnail that we actually have here, where is Boruto's Jougan eye? In my last expectations video, the video for chapter 41 itself, I said that this battle would be a good opportunity for the writer to actually throw in and showcase Boruto's Jougan eye, if not for a lengthy period of time, at least for a little tidbit within the fight, because it would actually give Boro a reason or opportunity to actually go after Boruto and bring him back to the Kara base, so it could actually increase the level of tension and conflict in the story, and would give the main character an opportunity to express his current with everything that's gone on with his character from the Momoshiki arc until now. It would give him, the main character, an opportunity to actually test his his developments against the current antagonist in terms of reasoning. Even though Boruto's probably not developed to that point, at the same time he's not as quote-unquote dumb as Naruto was back in the day, so it would be interesting to see how he interacts with the Kara members. So I'm still going to go into this expectations video saying I really do want to see Boruto activate the Jougan, honestly, if not in this chapter, at least before the fight with Boro is done, even though I feel like it might end towards the end of this chapter, so we'll see how it goes. But honestly, we need to start developing and putting things in place for the time skip, because it's coming sooner or later, and I expect to see it probably, if not by the end of this year, probably quarter way into next year. Worst case scenario. That's just my speculation, of course, so yeah. So there's that. No, apart from that, I think apart from juggling the Jougan and Kashin Koji, we need just a little. I know we're juggling a lot of things here, and there's only so many pages that we can actually, used to tell the story on a monthly basis, but I think we need to get something from the Konoha side of things. Honestly, just a little bit. If it's even 3 pages, we need to see the current state of Sasuke and probably the reactions of other Konoha members like Shikamaru and Sakura, just to kind of start tying up and drawing everybody into the conflict that is at hand. So all roads lead to developing or putting things in place for the time skip is basically what I'm saying. So the sooner we get some of these things, the better. I'm not saying they necessarily have to rush it, but at the same time it would be good. All said and done, even if the chapter does focus only on Team 7 again, then it's still not a big problem, because as I keep saying from month to month, from discussion video to discussion video, that the series, the manga specifically, has transitioned into full-blown new generation members carrying the story mode. That's a pretty lengthy phrase there, but it's just the truth. So at the end of the day, if I don't get what I expect, I still expect it to be a decent chapter. But anyway, those for the most part are my expectations where chapter 42 is concerned. Not too crazy. I expect the fight with Boro, if not to conclude in this chapter, to at least, you know, reaching its end, or something is introduced that kind of throws the fight for a loop. Either it's the Jougan, or Sasuke wakes up and start making plans to rescue Boruto, or the Konoha members get some reactions from them and they start getting involved or something. So yeah, but anyway, let's go over to Organic Dinosaur's page and see if what she has translated, if there's anything substantial for this coming chapter. So here we go. Oh wait, sorry. All right, so Organic Dinosaur, of course the link will be to our Twitter page, will be in the description box below. So alright, so here we have Boruto Chapter 42 is titled Regeneration. The cover features solo Boruto with a fierce expression in alternate red-brown clothing color scheme and white shirt. Blue karma is activated up to his eye and clutching his right arm. Generic blue-gray cascading clouds in the background. Okay, and anything else? Shinobi, Boruto Chapter 42 tease, Shinobi from Konoha, the new Team 7's team play, and then there's some stuff about the anime, yada yada yada. So nothing too crazy in terms of spoilers on Organic Dinosaur's page so far. As I said, the chapter is just a day away by the time this is going up. Well, it's almost midnight as of me recording this, but regeneration. I mean, there's so many things that you could probably get from that title. I mean, we could talk about how the Kara members, or specifically Boro, has a ridiculous healing factor. It could be speak to Jougan recovering his energy, or Sasuke coming back. It could be, but more than it's gonna deal with Kara. Probably might get some backstory, never know. So yeah, but anyway, that's all I have for this one, people. I mean, let me know what you expect or what you want to see for the upcoming chapter of Boruto Chapter 42. As I said, the main thing I would want is for Boruto to activate his Jougan. I think it would throw, not that the manga isn't going well without it right now, but I think it's crucial for him to activate it and showcase it just for a bit before the time skip, so we have a reason or something for Boruto to, you know, struggle with or master over the course of the time skip. So yeah. So that probably, that's just me, but and at the end of the day, probably if it does have the dimensional powers that we see in the anime, it probably would be of use in actually getting Naruto out of there, at least a seal back to, you know, the main dimension. So yeah, But anyway, Sanjay Uchiha people, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Road to 1,000 subs. I appreciate all the support. Of course, look out for Chapter 42, my review for that, and Dragon Ball Super Chapter 56 when it drops as well. It's gonna be exciting times, people. So, I must admit it does feel good covering Dragon Ball again. So, anyway. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, like or dislike if you really enjoy the video. So yeah, it is what it is, and I'll see you guys in the next one.